In the 14th century, one man's wealth was so vast that modern historians estimate his fortune would exceed $500 billion in today's terms, more than Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mukesh Ambani combined. His name was Mansa Musa, and he ruled the Mali Empire, the richest kingdom in African history. The Mali Empire, which flourished from approximately 1240 to 1645, controlled roughly half of the world's gold production during the 14th century. Its rulers accumulated such immense wealth that when Musa traveled through Cairo on his pilgrimage to Mecca, he gave away so much gold that its value dropped by 20%, an economic impact that took 12 years to recover. This is the story of how the Mali Empire became the wealthiest kingdom Africa has ever seen. The Mali Empire emerged in the 13th century among the Mandinka people in the region of Kingaba, spanning the borders of present-day Mali and Guinea. After the collapse of the ancient Ghana Empire, Mali was founded by Sundiata Keita around 1230. Sundiata, often called the Lion Prince, threw off the oppressive rule of the Soso kingdom and united the Mandinka chiefs in a powerful alliance. By gaining control of vital trans-Saharan trade routes and the gold mines of Bor, Mali's power grew rapidly. A complex system of lineages and kin groups formed the foundation of Mali's social and political organization. Slave labor produced food surpluses, and slaves, valued for their loyalty as they lacked kinship ties, served as royal administrators and soldiers. A court slave, named Sankore, even ruled the empire for a decade from 1298 to 1308. By the time Mansa Musa ascended the throne in 1312, Mali was already prosperous. He inherited a kingdom that controlled territories rich in gold and copper and monopolized trade between the north and interior of the continent. Mansa Musa's wealth came principally from the Mali Empire's control and taxation of the trade in salt from northern regions and, most significantly, from gold panned and mined in Bambuk and Bure to the south. Historical estimates of Musa's wealth vary widely. Some sources place his net worth at over $400 billion in modern terms. Others suggest it may have exceeded $500 billion. However, historians note that it is difficult to meaningfully compare the wealth of historical figures due to the challenge of separating a monarch's personal wealth from the wealth of the state. What is documented is that contemporary Arabic sources were breathless when describing Musa's wealth. Musa himself reportedly spread rumors that gold grew like a plant in his kingdom, further promoting the appearance of vast, inexhaustible wealth. The Mali Empire controlled approximately half of the world's gold in the 14th century. It also taxed the copper trade and was involved in ivory, slave, spices, silks, and ceramics. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on the Hajj, the religious pilgrimage to Mecca required of all Muslims, and created one of the most memorable spectacles in Muslim history. His caravan was described as a city moving through the desert. According to historical accounts, Musa was accompanied by approximately 60,000 people, including a personal retinue of 12,000 assistants clad in brocade and Persian silk. He was preceded by 500 slaves, each carrying a gold-adorned staff weighing approximately 6 pounds. In addition, he had a baggage train of 80 camels. Some accounts say 100 camels, each carrying 300 pounds of gold dust. When Musa arrived in Cairo in July 1324, even the Sultan of Egypt was astounded by the West African king's wealth. Musa gave 50,000 gold dinars to the Sultan merely as a first meeting gesture. He spent so extravagantly and gave away so much gold that the value of the gold dinar crashed by 20% relative to silver, an economic disruption that took 12 years to recover. The Arab historian al-Umari, who visited Cairo over a decade later, found the city's residents still singing the praises of Mansa Musa. While some modern historians question the severity of the economic impact, Musa's display of wealth was clearly unprecedented. Mansa Musa was not merely a rich ruler. He was an able administrator who encouraged trade and commerce and patronized education and architecture. With an army of approximately 100,000 men, including an armored cavalry corps of 10,000 horses, Musa doubled the empire's territory, making it second in size only to the Mongol Empire at the time. From his pilgrimage, Musa brought back architects and scholars from across the Islamic world. They built mosques and universities that made cities like Timbuktu internationally famous. Timbuktu grew into a very important commercial city, with caravan connections to Egypt and other major trade centers in North Africa. Scholars interested in history, Quranic theology, and law made the Mosque of Sankore in Timbuktu a teaching center, laying the foundations of the University of Sankore. Musa's construction projects included mosques and large public buildings in cities like Gao and, most famously, Timbuktu. Some of these mosques, such as the Great Mosque of Djenne, survive in rebuilt form as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Mali Empire reached its greatest extent during Musa's reign, a bustling, wealthy kingdom thanks to his administration. Mansa Musa died around 1337, succeeded first by his son Mansa Magan I, and then by his brother Mansa Sulayman. Following Musa's death, Mali began a slow decline. Succession struggles weakened the state, depleted the treasury, and diminished military prowess. The empire's easternmost province, Songhai, broke away and eventually conquered much of Mali's former territory. The discovery of new goldfields and access to the southern coast of West Africa meant that by the mid-15th century, Mali no longer monopolized trade in the region. The empire persisted into the 16th century as a powerful kingdom within its original homeland before ceasing to exist by the early 18th century. Mansa Musa's legendary wealth and the empire he built left an indelible mark on world history. His pilgrimage put West Africa on the map, quite literally. Around 1375, a Spanish cartographer created the first detailed map of West Africa, featuring Mansa Musa sitting regally on a throne, holding a golden staff in one hand and a huge nugget of gold in the other. The story of Mali is the story of Africa's golden age, a kingdom whose wealth rivaled anything in the medieval world and whose legacy still stands today in the ancient mosques and universities of Timbuktu. Subscribe to Golden Empire Tales for more stories of Africa's legendary kingdoms.